Hey everybody, I'm Justin Czar with bowhunting.com, and today we're here to take a look at the all-new for 2019 Mathews Vertix. Now, when these new bows are released every year around this time, the first thing people want to know is what are all the specs? What are all the measurements of this bow? So let's go through those first, get them out of the way, and then we'll go through the actual technology of this bow that are all new for 2019. So the Vertix is going to be 30 inches from axle to axle, which means it's 2 inches longer than last year's Triax. We've got a 6-inch brace height. It shoots up to 343 feet per second IBO, and it weighs in at about 4.6 pounds bare bow. So those are the specs, the on-paper specs of this particular bow. Now we're going to dive into the technologies that make this bow a little bit different from its predecessors and talk about some of the new features for this year. So the main change for 2019 from the Triax to the Vertix is going to be the new SwitchWeight technology. So the Vertix uses the same cross-centric cam system that we've had for the last couple years, which has proven itself to be extremely smooth drawing, very efficient, very powerful, and very accurate cam system. But they've changed it just a little bit this year with what's called SwitchWeight technology. Now, in the past, when you bought a bow, you bought it at a peak draw weight. Let's say you bought a 60-pound bow or a 70-pound bow, and you had about a 10-pound increment that you could adjust. So let's say from 60 to 70 pounds, and that was it. You know, people have known for a long time that a bow operates at its peak efficiency when it's being shot at its maximum draw weight. So if you bought a 70-pound bow, you really wanted to try to shoot it at 70 pounds or close to 70 pounds in order to maximize the efficiency. If you back that bow down to, let's say, 60 or 62 pounds, it just became a little bit less efficient. So the folks over at Mathews developed what's called SwitchWeight technology, which allows you to adjust the peak draw weight of your bow in 5-pound increments by simply switching out a module on your cam system. Now, if you wanted to change the peak draw weight of your bow in the past, what did you need to do? Order a new set of limbs, completely dismantle your bow, and put new limbs on it. So you'd order a 60-pound or a 70-pound or 80-pound set of limbs. In this case, we can go from 60 to 75 pounds peak draw weight simply by changing a module on the cam system. The other thing we can change with these mods as well is going to be the let-off. You can use either 80% or 85% let-off. So if you're a guy like me, I prefer to go hunting at around 65, 66 pounds. That's typically where I shoot most of my bows. That's where I'm most comfortable drawing back when I've got a lot of clothes on or when it gets cold or if I have to hold at full draw for a long period of time. That 65, 66 is kind of the sweet spot for me. So what I've done is I went ahead and picked up a set of 65-pound modules that I'm going to swap out on the 70-pound bow and effectively change this bow from 70 pounds peak draw weight, which I have the limbs backed out to about 66. Well, I'm going to swap these out. We're going to bottom the limbs out, and we should be back at that 65 to 66 pound range. But having these different modules in there is going to allow me to maximize the efficiency. And what we mean by that is the transfer of energy from the bow into the arrow. We want to transfer as much energy as we can from the bow to the arrow to produce a more powerful and more accurate shot. And actually what it also does is it provides a more pleasurable shooting experience. Generally your bow is going to be a little bit quieter and a little bit more vibration free the more efficient it is as well. So that's probably the biggest change you're going to notice on the Vertix for this year is the new SwitchWeight technology. Now Mathews has also changed the grip on the Vertix for this year. This is what they're calling the new Engage grip. Slightly more ergonomic than the grip we've had in the past, and what you'll notice is that it's actually got some texture on the back of the grip, which allows for a little bit more consistent hand placement, especially on some of those warmer hunts or maybe when you're not shooting with a glove on and your hand's getting a little sweaty. This is going to allow you to have more consistent grip placement for more accurate and repeatable shots. Now, when we talk about how quiet this bow is or how vibration free it is, that can be attributed to the 3D dampening system. Now, this is the same system that was introduced last year on the Triax, which made that bow an award-winning bow for one of the most quiet and vibration free bows really anybody has ever shot. They've carried that technology over to the Vertix, which is every bit as quiet and vibration free as the Triax, if not more, thanks to this vibration dampening system, which is the 3D dampening. And then the last feature we're going to talk about that they've integrated for this year is you'll notice on the back of the riser there's some dovetail machining here. What that's for is for an optional integrated ultra rest that you can buy with your bow. So this is a Mathews branded ultra rest, which has been designed specifically to mount on the back of this riser. Just provides a little bit more of kind of a custom or built-in feeling to that rest, a little bit more sleek design. Now, you don't have to use this rest if you don't want to. You can order it bare bow without it and use the rest of your choice. You know, the bow we're looking at here today is actually my bow. It's all set up for me, and I've actually been hunting with it the last few days, so that's why it's got a little bit of mud on it. Hopefully it'll have some blood on it here soon as well. But as you'll see, I've got an HHA Vertix mounted on here with an optimizer Tetra. We've got our Tacticam. We've got everything outfitted on this bow for me to go hunting with it. And I got to tell you, this is without question one of the most accurate bows I've ever owned. I got this thing about a week ago. I tuned it up this last weekend. Took me 5 or 6 shots through paper to get it shooting bullets. I went outside and I was shooting fixed blade broadheads and field points together out to 40 yards with I think 2 very, very minor rest and sight adjustments, and this thing is dead on. And I've been hunting with it with absolute confidence of making a great shot. Hopefully a big buck just walks in front of me now. So that is going to be your first look at the Mathews Vertix. Again, guys, this is a brand new bow for 2019. I'm just going to cover the specs for you one more time in case you missed it. It's going to be 30 inches axle to axle. We've got a 6-inch brace height, weighs in at about 4.6 pounds, and it shoots up to 343 feet per second. So if you guys are in the market for a new bow, definitely check this one out. You can visit their website. It's mathewsinc.com.